Welcome home. This is Audio EXP, the weekly podcast from Geek Native. I'm your host Gerdy, and today is the 23rd of May 2006. This week we are looking at a critical shift in remote work standards, a sudden retreat on adult content policies by a crowdfunding giant, and the breaking news from one of the largest fan celebrations in global media history. Before we jump into the deep dive of headlines and update on our immediate future. Next week is a massive milestone for the tabletop community as we head down to Birmingham for the 20th anniversary of the UK Games Expo. Because it's going to eat up absolutely all of my time, the brilliant Bronwen is covering for me next week. Now, to take the pressure completely off her, in case she finds the technical hurdles of pulling a late night podcast together at the short notice I have given her, let us establish a formal rule. If there is no Audio EXP next week, we are collectively assuming she was left to heroically fight off a sudden infestation of technical gremlins. Regarding community milestones, here's a quick update on our monthly events. The current role-playing game Publisher Spotlight honoree for May is NDV Maps. While they did not respond to our multiple requests for an interview ahead of the pre-convention rush, we pushed forward with a, I hope, comprehensive spotlight piece regardless. It is a fantastic look at their unique digital talent, and you can read the full spotlight on NDV Maps, the Incarnate talent, over on the site right now. Our top story this week focuses on a bold structural pivot on how tabletop media is produced. Wiltshire-based publisher Mongoose Publishing is actively breaking industry norms by launching an open-ended recruitment drive for a permanent, full-time video content creator. While the wider role-playing game sector tends to heavily rely on decentralized remote freelance networks for promotional material, Mongoose is challenging remote work standards by legally mandating that the new specialist must work entirely on site at their Swindon headquarters. Anchored in a guaranteed baseline salary of £35,000 per annum, this in-person studio setup is paired with an absolute strict ban on utilising AI tools in creative projects, offering genuine workplace stability while firmly protecting traditional manual content creation pipelines. Meanwhile, the digital funding space has experienced a whiplash-inducing policy reversal, following intense, widespread creative backlash over what was widely dubbed the crowdfunding purge. Kickstarter has briefly backtracked on adult content rules. The platform originally attempted to squeeze mature-themed content off the site. However, after prominent indie designers threatened a coordinated permanent mass migration to alternative platforms like BackerKit, the corporate ecosystem folded, proving that independent tabletop creators wield massive leverage when they organise collectively. And in hard-nosed tabletop business news, we are tracking a pair of sudden, bittersweet transitions for indie settings. First, it's a sad day for fans as community creators are left to take over Achtung, Cthulhu as Modiphius halts their participation in the line. Rather than letting the setting vanish permanently into a dark corner, the publisher is transitioning the intellectual property's maintenance over to community creators, allowing grassroots fan bases to take the wheel and drive the narrative forward independently. And similarly, the dead-end publisher Atomic Ninja Studios has announced the sudden closure and a final digital bundle. They are bowing out of the market entirely, but they are offering a final bundle to ensure that fans can secure their entire catalogue before those digital shutters close for good. On a brighter note, we have the phenomenal resurgence of a classic storytelling game, and it's become really popular on the site this week. James Wallis has partnered with 9th Level Games for a new edition of his classic storytelling game, The Extraordinary Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Wallis's return to his narrative engine represents a fantastic bridge between old-school role-playing philosophy and modern indie-first design classics. Turning our attention to the upcoming convention, there is another fantastic indie project heading to the show floor that we've highlighted on the site this week. Black Amada is bringing their corrupted superhero story game The Big H to the UK Games Expo. It looks like an incredibly tense narrative experience for anyone making the trip down to Birmingham and playing the game, or perhaps it's just an apt commentary about power corrupting. In physical goodies, Bronwen uncovered a surprise hit this week with a striking new lipstick keyboard from Low Free. On the miniature side of the hobby, Games Workshop revealed official Cepheus Kane miniatures. The timing of the reveal is possibly incredibly strategic, landing exactly as mainstream media speculation surrounding the upcoming Warhammer TV show reaches complete fever pitch. And the trading card market is breaking records of its own as the Golden Spring auction sets record highs for rare Pokemon and One Piece cards. We turn now to a historic moment for international media. The 10th annual Crunchyroll Anime Awards have officially concluded, shattering all previous engagement metric records as global fan voting surged past an unbelievable 73 million votes. Here's a bulleted breakdown of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. The major winners were My Hero Academia final season took the top prize, and that triumphed by taking home the highly coveted overall Anime of the Year prize. The Demon Slayer Infinity Castle swept the cinematic category, securing Film of the Year. Lazarus captured the award for Best Original Anime. One Piece deservedly took the crown for Best Continuing Series, providing the absolute longevity of that legendary franchise. And Gachiakuta secured the title of the Best New Series, validating its explosive debut over the past year. We wrap up this week with an expansion of the digital tabletop space and a chance to win your own major piece of software. Beyond the Maps RPG Stories VTT Infinite Worlds expands the 3D virtual tabletop, bringing robust, multi-genre environment building tools to Games Masters. To celebrate the launch, we are running a massive competition to win a key for the 3D VTT RPG Stories right on the site now. You can find the entry mechanics alongside other digital deals at the bottom of the show notes. Good luck to Bronwen with all the upcoming gremlins. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening to Audio EXP. For all the links and the full stories, head over to Geek Native. Until next week, stay geeky.